Welcome back. One of our favorite pastry chefs of the Suncoast had a secret project over the summer, and now as Halloween approaches, we've discovered exactly what it was. Executive pastry chef Lyndsy McDonald from the Ritz-Carlton in Sarasota was actually competing on Food Network's Halloween Baking Championship, and she is here today to tell us all about the experience. It is no surprise to any of us who have seen your incredible work here on the Suncoast at the Ritz that you are on this national platform. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We still cannot stop talking about your gingerbread displays at the Ritz. It's one of the highlights. And you're so creative, and you're the mastermind behind this. I know you have a great team here, but I was not surprised when I found out the secret that you have been summoned to the Food Network.
Yeah, I had to. It's hard to keep that a secret for a few months, especially for my team at work. You know, they're like, "You've been on vacation a lot." Yeah, I've been on vacation a lot this summer. And then this came out, and they're like, "What do you mean you already filmed it? Where were you all summer?"
Yeah, how did you do it?
I disappeared for about a few weeks, and I disappeared for a few weeks.
Where did you disappear to, though?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Wow.
It was that hotel on Bourbon Street was really awful. It was terrible.
How did you come to be part of the show? How did it all start?
A guy random email that I ignored the first time because you get a lot of emails, and then it came to multiple people, and I asked my marketing department at the Ritz, and they're like, yeah, you should apply. So I did, and I thought this application process is really long. This is ridiculous. And I got a call back, and then I kept getting calls back, and then like 2 weeks prior, they're like, "All right, let's book a flight."
Wow.
Like, okay, that was last minute.
So when it happens fast.
Yes.
What was, all right, so that you fly out there, what was that part of the audition? What was that like?
No, I auditioned prior. I was already on the show when I got out there, and then you go right into long production days and makeup people that follow you around. That was my hardest thing. I was like, "Stop messing with me."
Leave me alone, I'm working.
Oh, yeah, I know, exactly.
This part wasn't hard making it?
No, once the timer goes off and those competitions start, you go into focus mode. There is nothing else in your brain other than, I have half the time I need to accomplish this.
So did they give you like parameters? Is there today we're doing headless things. Today we're doing, like, how does it work? Right.
They did. They would give us an ingredient or a theme or something we had to work with, and we would, you just start working. And a lot of times you'd start having no idea where you were going. You just knew you couldn't stand still.
Right.
You would have to start making something until your whole picture came together.
Was it stressful?
So you didn't know what it was going to be.
No, it was so stressful. No, they tell you, and it's like, okay, run, make whatever.
Which is so different than the planning and the hours of
yes.
prep you're able to do, for the work that you do at Ritz-Carlton.
Yes, but it's also the Ritz-Carlton. Have you ever heard anyone at the Ritz-Carlton tell you no?
Good point. So if someone asks for something, you make it happen.
And the things we do behind the scenes to serve our guests was actually an extremely wonderful thing to prepare me for the show.
Wow. How were the other chefs?
They were amazing. I made wonderful friends. We talk every day. They
I love that.
are great, talented people.
Well, I know that you can't tell us how it turns out, even though I've been begging you before the camera started rolling. But you did bring an example of something that you're designing with dessert at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yes, these are my little white chocolate friends here today.
This will make you hungry. Look at this guy.
Well, it smells good. You just can't see that.
It's chocolate.
So, we have, this year for the first time, I get a Halloween display in
that's
addition to
exciting.
the Christmas display. So I am so excited. This guy here, so he's got a story. We come up with the concept, and then we just build on that. The whole idea is that this is like the evil part of the skull breaking out of the mask of what is a face. So the wrinkles that we've started to put, he's unfinished. The wrinkles we've started to put is like his skin pushing back as the skull comes out.
And what is it made out of?
It's white modeling chocolate. It's just white chocolate with corn syrup or glucose.
So they make modeling chocolate, like modeling clay. It's pliable, it looks like.
It's like clay. The longer you work with it, though, the softer it gets.
And you've made all of those creatures?
No.
Okay.
I wish I could
that.
take credit for making all of those. One of my wonderful ladies, Miss Amy, works with me. She is an extremely talented designer and probably gets more credit than I do on this stuff most days. She helps me sculpt these. The engineering team makes all these baseboards. They're like, "What do you possibly need that for?" I'm like, "Zombie heads."
So you put an order to an engineering team and say, I need a bolt screwed in a wooden base.
Yes, exactly.
So you're gonna, you're gonna, work with Linda to do it. Can we just first see the back of this one so we can see?
So when it's a cake, it's cake. That's what you make it out of. But when it's a display piece, I start with, this is a plastic skull just from a Halloween store, and I like to get the realistic size ones because then your head comes out real size. But then I wanted the head on top, and so, real classy like, I wadded up some tin foil, added that on there. You glue it on with some either hot glue or more chocolate. And then you just build the piece. See, I have this really rough piece back here where you start adding the white chocolate to it. And then as you go, it reacts to heat. And so you can just add, I'm gonna add a little wrinkle. You put that on there, and it doesn't look great right now, but you use some of these modeling tools to smooth it on there.
Wow.
And with the heat of your hands, it'll eventually blend in. And
I've seen some wrinkles up close in the mirror, and that is looking just like a realistic wrinkle. It's incredible.
Exactly, and so you smooth it out with your hands, and eventually you just add different pieces, and it ends up looking like this.
Wow.
And so obviously
really cool.
he'll have a jaw falling off the bottom, and I'll do as much gore on this as I can until my boss is like, haha, you can't put that in the lobby. I know.
Scare the smell.
A little birdie told me that Halloween is actually one of your favorite things to decorate, even though you
So
do
is.
beautiful and
Yeah,
very
so
joyous holiday, Christmas and other
Post office
holidays.
do pumpkins.
Can we
I do pumpkins too.
Can we take a close look at Medusa and you tell us about her? Because this is one of the more stunning things I have ever seen. Also made out of that modeling chocolate?
It's the same thing. It's just white chocolate molded, and it's painted with an edible glaze. So she is actually completely edible on the outside, including the paint. She's part of our Halloween display, so you'll be able to see her with all of her painted friends in the lobby. Well, Amy's been working on this amazing wolf man with these fangs.
Oh, what fun.
So I know.
So we'll be able to see that this month. That'll be coming out soon.
October 17th.
All right,
that's
fantastic.
nice.
And a little birdie also told me that what we see you make on the Food Network show, we may get to see later that week at the Ritz.
Yes, Jack Dusty dessert specials on Friday and Saturday night. So if I make it through and I don't get kicked off on Mondays, then we're going to run whatever I like the best out of what I made in Jack Dusty on Friday and Saturday night.
I
so you
love
can come in
that.
and
And
try
for
it.
those who didn't know, you're what, 2 weeks through now? You've made it through the first 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and I won both the first 2 rounds. But don't expect that all the
No
time.
surprise to us here on the Sun Coast.
Yay.
Food Network's Halloween Baking Championship is on Mondays at 9 p.m. For more information, you can visit their website. And, of course, stop by the Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota to check out Lyndsy's amazing work.